everybody, welcome back to our UConnect channel. As you can see, we are back together again. We just closed off the month of February and that was about love and we did that separately. And it feels really good to be back. What do you think?
Not really.
Not really?
But it does feel to be back at just being sarcastic or not. But now that we're back, we have a topic for you today. We're going to talk about basically what is good character really and truly.
So, without wasting any time, let's get into the video.
Hallelujah, amen. Look, ma, I made it out the basement. Look, till he ballin' like we'll change.
Omar, you are older, so you should be able to answer these questions to me.
Of course.
So, what would you consider to be good character?
What would I consider to be good character? Well, of course, from growing up with your grandparents, you're taught some certain things at a young age. Being respectful, being a nice person, and stuff like that. And from just being around them, you learn certain characteristics. How to be a genuinely kind person, how to be caring, trustworthy.
Honest,
because if you lie, you get lashed. And from just being around them, you get the good characteristics. And then when you go into school, you get older, you go to preschool, primary school, high school, and even you go into the workplace. As you see that you have good character, you start to show and you get separated from everybody else, because just from having good character, you're already above everybody else. Because even with sports, you could be as talented as can be, but what gets you further is being respectful.
So basically, good character is the traits that carry you into life. They are what influence your choices.
That's how I see it.
I think some of these character traits that we were just speaking about would be, as you said before, honesty, integrity, loyalty, being trustworthy. Like these things would be what would make you have good character, those traits. Now, we already established how important it is, but what are some other examples? Some other advantages of having good character?
Advantages of having good character. I mean, it's pretty simple. When you have good character already, you looked at much differently, because like if you have some adults around and in school, you see some people just randomly just come in your school and they see something and then you just the normal how you carry, but believe it or not, how you walk sometimes does define a character. If you walk head up, chin up, you're confident. Head down, you're not really sure. But if you walk with confidence and stuff like that.
And there's always somebody watching you.
Always.
And the next thing about somebody watching you is when you have good character, nobody can pull up anything about you negative. They can't say, oh, she do so and so and so and so. And that's why I wanted to read the scripture, which is taken from Titus 2:7-8, which reads, "In everything, set them as an example by doing what is good. In your teaching, show integrity, seriousness, and soundness of speech that cannot be condemned, so that those who oppose you may be ashamed because they have nothing bad to say about us."
Simple as like, I'm pretty sure if somebody come to say something bad about you, you can just watch them like, have to be yourself you're talking about. That is not me you're talking about. I know myself, I know what I stand for, I have morals, self-respect, stuff like that. Nobody could come and tell you anything.
Exactly. So, I feel like I'm doing an interview because like I'm questioning you now, right? So why do you think it is important to have good character from a young age?
First of all, I mean, if you don't have good character at a young age, sad to tell you the truth, but that means your parents didn't raise you properly. Because I mean, as at a young age, you're supposed to be respectful, you're supposed to have manners. If it is that your parents talking to adults and you do say, "Excuse me, mom," you're supposed to. You get what, like, who you talking to?
You know what's up?
Yeah, stuff like that. So like, as a child, it's important because when you go out in public, people say, "Well, that's a well-mannered child. That child has good character."
And that child will be given opportunities.
Correct.
You can now say, "Oh, I can rely on this person to be mentored by somebody else because I trust that they will represent us well." Another thing,
some children when they just get to first form, they're already in certain clubs in high school.
Exactly.
They don't have fifth formers, they're debating and stuff like that. because they have good character, they're well spoken and stuff like that.
Yeah, when you have big character, good things come your way.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing too is you now have more opportunities in your adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
You now have these things, these traits already instilled in you
Mm-hmm.
from your parents or your community or wherever it may be. You know how that instilled in you and you carry it into your adult life in your workplace.
Mm-hmm.
And just like what we said, more opportunities will come your way. Right?
But the thing is with good character, sometimes it can't mix stuff with like I have good character that I perfect.
Yeah.
We are not perfect. Having good character is just one thing that defines you, because you can have good character but then lack in another department.
Exactly.
So you have to be really careful. Don't get up in your head, oh, I is good character, nobody can say nothing bad about me. They might be able to say nothing bad about you, no. But when you slip,
Everybody watching to see when you slip up.
yeah.
And as I say that, sometimes we may have a lot of these qualities, a lot of these traits, but we may fall short in the next one.
Mm-hmm.
We may have the courage and these leadership skills and all of these things, but you may fall short in the honesty part.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we need to be careful and we always have to work and grow.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Omar? There's a scripture that you wanted to read.
I find this scripture very interesting. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. You are what you are around. You are basically your friends. Because if your friends, it is that your friends doing all these bad things, eventually you will do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't allow them to corrupt you. If you understand what I'm saying.
Stick up in there. My mother always used to tell me something. She said, show me your friends and I'll tell you your character. Now, if you come from a good home, you have all these good character traits, and you make these friends in high school, oh,
You're gone.
you gone. They're delinquent, and not even just that. You may have good friends come from everything. You may have these character traits, but there's going to be somebody who's watching you, and they're going to say, oh, she's so good. Let me see what we could do to change that.
Because they could just be like, alright, you so nice, say no more. I go in and find something to get you upset to show that you is not the person you actually think you are.
Exactly.
They could do things to certain things, they can say certain things, like if they know, they do like when somebody talk out of turn, you know, being respectful, just bulletin out to a teacher, you be like, why did you do that? And then they know again upset, so they will constantly do it, and then bam, they say, what, I just shot you, you're not a good character.
Exactly. And this is a very, very broad topic. We may have to continue it some other time.
Why not?
But we might not, but we may. So we just want to close it off, kind of wrap it up,
Wrap
wrap
with
it
a
up
bow,
right there.
taboo,
A pink one.
blue,
Pink.
red.
Anyway, we just want to wrap it up with a pink bow, and we may continue this some other time. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Be in the world and not of it.
Peace out.
What?
That was good. Peace.